We've just come from a fabulous innovation and disruption panel session here at Allen's. So I'm here with Paul McCarney. Paul is the co-founder and CEO of a really fascinating new startup in the data analytics and data exchange space called Data Republic. Paul, your business deals in the exchange of data and including consumer data, and that raises a whole host of regulatory issues. Talk to us about your approach to regulation.
I think it's twofold, Gav. It's firstly by design, we've thought about the problem of regulation and the sensitivity around consumer information and personal information from the beginning. So we've designed a legal framework and a technical platform with that in mind. We've designed a framework by which we separate the personal information from the attribute data, two completely separate environments, and we think it's a unique offering around the world, and we've been in discussions with the regulatory bodies from the beginning, and so we've I guess taken a leaf out of their own book and by them saying, be private by design. Well, we are both private and secure by design, enabling companies to govern their data in a way which is sensitive to the type of information that it's holding.
And that's a bit different to what most startups would do. So quite often startups force their way into the market, they push ahead, prove the business model, and then deal with the regulation after.
Yeah, I think with the sensitivities of the data, or the type of sensitivities with the data that we're dealing with, it's we've had to solve that first, and some of our larger partners have asked us to do that, and it's very unusual for a startup to look at a legal framework before they even write one line of code, and that's something that we've done, and it's holding us in good stead now as we're building a technology platform on top of that. It means with a lot of the contractual work that you're doing in the web services layers are sort of already have a basis in documents that are sitting inside of the legal framework.
One of the quandaries of building a startup is to keep in mind the long-term goal of what you're trying to achieve, but also executing in the ramp-up phase, in the big growth phase. How do you balance that?
Yeah, look, it's important for us. We have a vision which is centred around helping companies leverage and unlock the value in data whilst maintaining governance and sensitivities around the private information, and that really allows us to be afforded a lot of leeway in our engagement model and in our revenue model, and so the opportunities that come that invariably will come along and are being posed to us now invariably cause us to move in lots of different directions. We are always centred in and on that vision. It forces us to make hard decisions sometimes, and most of strategic work in what I've done and am doing is saying no to things, not yes, and that's important.
Yep. And thinking about how you engage with big business, big corporates, you're asking big corporates and offering them an opportunity, but asking them to do something that's new.
Yeah, it's super challenging. So most corporates, think about data as an asset. They talk about it as an asset. Even a lot of startups have data as an unleveraged asset in their business plan, or most do. But they often don't think about how they unlock that data, how they monetize it, or how they leverage it, and do it in a way that again, is acceptable to their customers. That, for me, it's if not using it, you don't have the right to get it onto your balance sheet. And in order to do that, and if you choose not to do that because you think it's an asset that nobody else has, then ultimately, it's like putting money under your mattress in a high inflation economy. That money is going to go down in value whilst the rest of the market goes up. There's always another side to a transaction, or there's always another correlated data set that can be used in a model or a segment that can inform or better personalise an offering to a customer.
Paul, thank you so much for your time.
You're super welcome, Gavin.